Hello, friend. So glad you're here tonight. Get comfortable, pull the covers up, and let the day loosen its grip. There's nowhere else you need to be. Before we begin, a small request. Most of the people listening tonight aren't subscribed. If this channel has ever helped you drift off, take a moment to subscribe and tap the like button on tonight's video. Both are free, they take 2 seconds, and they help this channel more than you'd think. And you can always change your mind later. And if you feel like it, leave a comment telling me where in the world you're listening from and what time it is where you are. I love reading them. Tonight is a slow drift through the real story of Greek mythology, one true thing at a time. There is nothing to do here and nothing to remember. Each one will pass like a slow cloud, some familiar, some quietly surprising, all of them real. If you fall asleep somewhere in the middle, that is exactly how this is meant to work. Settle in, let your breathing slow down, and we will begin. One more thing before we begin. I'm also a co-founder of a sleep app, built to be the most affordable one out there. No ads, ever. Just sounds and stories made to help you sleep. It may not be released yet as this video goes up, but if you're watching a little later, it might be out by now. Just search for it. It should be easy to find. It works on iPhone, Android, and everything in between. Downloading it is the best way to support this channel. The Greek alphabet is indeed one of the oldest writing systems in the world, with its origins tracing back to around 800 BCE. This system was developed over centuries, with symbols slowly evolving from pictograms to abstract letters. Archaeologists have unearthed countless artifacts bearing these ancient scripts, providing a tangible link to the past. The Greeks carved their words into stone surfaces, creating a durable record that has lasted for millennia. These inscriptions were often found on buildings and monuments, allowing us to peer into their history. Scholars have spent years studying and deciphering these symbols, shedding light on the language and culture of ancient Greece. The endurance of this alphabet is remarkable, as many of its letters remain in use today. As you drift off, consider the journey these characters have made through time. Each letter carries a story, from the humble beginnings of representing objects to becoming abstract symbols. The continuity is evident in everyday writing, where some forms have barely changed in over 2,000 years. Patient analysis and comparison with other scripts enabled scholars to understand their evolution. This legacy lives on in modern languages that still use these letters, preserving a thread from antiquity. These symbols evolved from simple pictograms of objects like houses and animals into the abstract letters we recognize today. By studying similarities with other ancient scripts, such as Phoenician, scholars have traced this development over time. The survival of these characters is due to their adaptation and integration into various languages throughout history. Through dedicated research and comparison with related alphabets, the progression of these symbols from mere representations to abstract letters has been meticulously documented. Zeus was the king of the gods in Greek mythology, born around 1200 BCE in Mount Olympus. From this high peak, Zeus and his fellow gods met to discuss matters of great importance. The council, known as Mount Olympus, was not just a place, but also a gathering point for the 12 most powerful deities. It is said that the gods would convene here, their voices echoing through the ancient halls. These meetings shaped the destinies of mortals and immortals alike, their decisions resonating across the lands below. Over time, stories of these divine councils were passed down from generation to generation, becoming a cornerstone of Greek mythology. The myths speak of the gods' power emanating from this sacred mountaintop, their decrees carried out by lesser deities and humans alike. These tales were often shared during festivals and ceremonies, ensuring that all who heard understood the significance of Mount Olympus. The ancient Greeks believed that the gods resided there in palaces made of gold, their presence felt even on Earth's surface. Scholars have traced these beliefs back to early religious practices, where natural phenomena were attributed to divine beings. The mountaintop's mythical status was reinforced by observable events like lightning strikes and storms, interpreted as the gods' wrath or approval. Artistic depictions, such as pottery and sculptures, often featured Mount Olympus, cementing its image in collective consciousness. Temples built on high grounds mimicked this divine assembly, bringing worshippers closer to their deities. The practice of seeking omens from birds flying near the peak further emphasized its sacred nature. Hesiod, an ancient Greek poet commonly credited with standardizing the Greek alphabet, lived around 700 BCE. This means that during his lifetime, he witnessed the transformation of written language in Greece. He saw the old, varied symbols replaced by a consistent set of letters. People would have watched as Hesiod's work changed how words appeared on papyrus rolls and stone tablets. His influence was evident in the uniformity of script across different regions and texts. The standardization process likely involved much reflection and debate among scholars, with Hesiod playing a pivotal role in shaping the written Greek language we know today. His work provided a consistent foundation for written communication across Greece. By establishing a standardized alphabet, Hesiod facilitated the preservation and dissemination of knowledge. The adoption of his system enabled scholars to more easily read and write texts from various regions. As a result, cultural exchange and intellectual progress were accelerated. This new uniformity allowed for smoother trade and diplomatic relations between city-states. It also made learning to read and write easier for children. People could now recognize symbols consistently, reducing misunderstandings in communication. The change was gradual, with the old and new systems coexisting for a time until the standardized alphabet became the norm. The shift to a uniform alphabet brought clarity to written records, making historical accounts and legal documents more reliable. This consistency allowed for the creation of dictionaries and grammar guides, aiding in the refinement of language skills among scholars. The standardization process was observed by common people as they saw changes in inscriptions on buildings and monuments. It became clear that written communication was becoming more efficient and accessible to all. Philosophical thought in the Western world began with ancient Greek philosophers. Their ideas, scribbled on clay tablets or whispered under olive trees, shaped the way we think today. These early philosophers pondered over questions that still resonate. What is reality? How should we live? They did not have laboratories or telescopes. Their tools were logic and reason. Their words echoed through time, passed from mouth to ear, from scroll to scroll, until they reached us today. These thoughts, born in the sun-drenched cities of Greece, now travel with us wherever we go, shaping our minds as we shape our world. Their musings, once whispered beneath starry skies, now resound within libraries and classrooms. Their insights, initially etched in wax or stone, are now digitized and shared across the globe. The foundations they laid continue to support our quest for knowledge. We carry their wisdom not only in texts, but also in our daily conversations. Their debates and dialogues spark generations of thinkers to build upon these early ideas, creating a web of intellectual exploration. The Greek alphabet itself became a tool for codifying their thoughts in writing, allowing them to be more accurately preserved and transmitted over centuries. Their teachings were often embedded within poetry or drama, making them accessible and engaging beyond philosophical circles. These ancient philosophies provided a framework for understanding the world that has stood the test of time. Their lessons were not only about the world, but also about how to think critically and ask profound questions. Their writings were often translated into Latin, making them accessible across Europe. Through these translations, their ideas influenced Roman culture and later spread to medieval universities. The study of ancient Greek philosophy became a cornerstone of Western education, shaping minds for centuries. The period of ancient Greek civilization indeed followed the Mycenaean civilization, which came to an end around 1200 BCE. This transition marked a shift in power and culture, as the Mycenaeans, known for their palace complexes and wealth, gave way to the Greeks who would later develop city-states like Athens and Sparta. The end of the Mycenaean civilization is often attributed to invasions or internal conflicts, though exact causes remain debated among historians. Archaeological evidence, such as burned palaces and altered settlement patterns, supports the idea that the period was one of significant upheaval. Over time, the once mighty Mycenaean kingdoms were replaced by smaller, more dispersed communities that would eventually coalesce into the classical Greek world we know today. This change in societal structure laid the groundwork for philosophical and political developments that continue to influence modern thought. The collapse of Mycenaean civilization paved the way for a more decentralized form of governance. The resulting Dark Age saw the emergence of smaller, self-governing communities. This shift towards local autonomy allowed for diverse cultural expressions to flourish across Greece. Archaeological finds, such as changes in pottery styles and burial practices, illustrate this transition. The transformation from centralized power to local governance led to a greater emphasis on community and self-reliance. The lack of written records during this time period makes it challenging to understand the exact nature of these changes, yet archaeological remnants provide valuable insights into daily life. The shift in material culture reflects evolving social structures and beliefs. Gradually, this new way of life set the stage for the re-emergence of cities and the eventual rise of city-states. The ancient Greek civilization indeed spanned a remarkable time frame, stretching from roughly 1200 BCE until the death of Alexander the Great in 3023 BCE. This period encompasses over 8 centuries, during which countless events and innovations occurred across the Greek world. The dates themselves were not known to ancient Greeks. It is modern historians who have painstakingly reconstructed this timeline based on various sources and artifacts. Each of these years brought changes to the landscape and culture, slowly reshaping the world that we now study in textbooks and museums. The light of morning would rise over a different Greek civilization each day for 800 years, casting shadows on buildings, monuments, and everyday life that have since crumbled into ruins or been preserved in stone. The endurance of this civilization was marked not just by its duration, but also by the distances covered by its people, from the shores of the Mediterranean to the distant lands conquered by Alexander. The remnants of this civilization, from pottery to coins and inscriptions, provide tangible evidence for historians to piece together the narrative. The gradual shifts in art and architecture reveal evolving societal norms and technological advancements over time. Scholars continue to decode ancient texts, unlocking further insights into daily life and historical events. Through meticulous study of these remnants, a clearer picture of this vast period emerges. The discovery of ancient texts within hidden caves and buried ruins has enabled historians to reconstruct the narrative of daily life during this time. These writings, often inscribed on clay tablets or papyrus scrolls, recount mundane activities such as farming practices and market transactions. The analysis of these artifacts involves deciphering various languages and scripts used by Greeks over the centuries. Additionally, the study of surviving pottery and sculptures allows scholars to identify regional styles and cultural influences that spread across the Greek world. In the time around 1600 to 400 BCE, the people of Cyprus used a system of writing known as the Cypriot syllabary. This was not just any form of writing, it was one of the earliest forms ever discovered in Europe. The writing appeared on various surfaces, including clay tablets and bronze vessels. Scholars believe it was used for both administrative and religious purposes. It consisted of symbols that represented syllables, much like a phonetic alphabet. The exact origins of this script remain a mystery, though some speculate it may have evolved from earlier forms of writing in the Near East. Artifacts bearing these inscriptions have been uncovered in archaeological sites across Cyprus, providing valuable insights into the language and culture of the time. This early form of writing demonstrates the complexity of Cypriot society at that time. It was likely used for recording important events and transactions. Archaeologists have studied these inscriptions to decipher their meaning over years of painstaking work. The discovery of these ancient texts has allowed researchers to reconstruct the dialects spoken in Cyprus during this era. Deciphering the inscriptions involves comparing the symbols with those found on other artifacts from similar time periods. The study of these writings has shed light on the daily lives and beliefs of the Cypriot people. Understanding this early script is crucial for interpreting later forms of writing that evolved from it. This script's symbols often varied slightly in shape, reflecting regional differences in pronunciation and usage. Scholars compare these variations to understand how the language evolved over time. The decipherment process involves matching known words from other languages with Cypriot symbols. This method helps identify common patterns and meanings. The Greek alphabet, comprising 24 letters, emerged from the Phoenician alphabet around the 8th century BCE. This evolution took place slowly over time, with each letter initially representing a sound rather than an object or idea. The Greeks adapted these symbols to fit their own language, refining them on clay tablets and stone surfaces. Over centuries, these symbols transformed, gaining distinctive shapes and forms that we now recognize today. Scholars have traced this journey through fragments of pottery and inscriptions, revealing the gradual shift from one alphabet to another. This transformation happened quietly, without fanfare, as people simply began to use these new letters in their daily lives. The process was so subtle that it is difficult to pinpoint an exact moment when the Greek alphabet fully came into being. These letters, first etched on clay and stone, eventually migrated to parchment and papyrus, becoming integral tools for communication across the Greek world. The adoption was organic, with no mandate or decree ordering their use. It simply happened naturally as people saw the benefits of this new writing system. Each region of Greece contributed to the evolution, adapting the symbols in minor ways that reflected local pronunciations and dialects. As a result, the Greek alphabet became not just a set of letters, but also a tapestry woven with the cultural diversity of ancient Greece. Eventually, these symbols were also inscribed onto coins and monuments, spreading their use even further across the landscape. The shapes of the letters continued to be refined over generations, subtly changing as they were passed down from one scribe to another. Inscriptions on ancient artifacts reveal these subtle shifts, demonstrating how the Greek alphabet steadily evolved into its familiar form. This gradual evolution was a silent revolution, enhancing the way people could record and share their thoughts. The Parthenon, a temple on the Acropolis in Athens dedicated to the goddess Athena, is a masterpiece of Doric architecture. It stands as an enduring symbol of ancient Greece's artistic prowess, built meticulously over a span of 11 years, from 447 to 438 BCE. The temple's construction involved the careful selection and arrangement of marble blocks, creating a harmonious blend of strength and grace. Its Doric columns, with their simple yet elegant design, support a grand entablature that seems to float above, casting intricate shadows on the building's surface. The structure's dimensions are precise, adhering to the principles of classical proportion. Over time, historians and archaeologists have studied its ruins, reconstructing its original splendor through painstaking analysis of remaining fragments. The temple's iconic status in Greek mythology and history has drawn visitors from around the world who marvel at its enduring beauty under the Athenian sky. The Parthenon's marble blocks were quarried from nearby Mount Pentelicus and transported to the site by labourers. The entablature consists of a triglyph frieze, metopes, and a pediment adorned with sculptures. Each column is slightly tapered towards the top, known as entasis, creating an optical illusion of straightness. The temple's floor plan follows the golden ratio, ensuring a pleasing balance between its length and width. The temple's meticulous construction was achieved through the use of advanced engineering techniques, such as the employment of wooden scaffolding and cranes. These tools facilitated the precise placement of each marble block. The architects responsible for the Parthenon's design incorporated subtle features to enhance its visual appeal. For instance, the slight curvature of the columns, known as entasis, counteracts the optical illusion of concavity when viewed from a distance. The intricate details of the temple's design were uncovered through detailed archaeological studies, which revealed the meticulous planning and execution involved in its creation. The Olympic Games, held every 4 years in ancient Olympia, were a significant cultural event beginning in 776 BCE. This cycle of games was an unbroken tradition for centuries, with athletes and spectators gathering from across the known world. The games took place in a lush valley surrounded by low hills and a gentle river. Athletes would compete in various events, such as running and wrestling, on a large earthen track. The winner of each event was crowned with a wreath of wild olive leaves, a symbol of honor and triumph. Over time, the games became so renowned that they attracted not only athletes, but also philosophers, poets, and statesmen. This prestige led to the creation of inscriptions and sculptures depicting the events, ensuring their memory would endure. These artifacts have been discovered by archaeologists, providing a tangible link to the past. The continuity of the games emphasized the unity of the Greek world, with each event marking a significant moment in history. The games fostered a sense of collective identity among the Greeks, encouraging cultural exchange and mutual respect. This unity was reinforced by the shared experiences and memories of attending or competing in the games. Archaeological finds, such as pottery shards and inscribed stones, have helped piece together the details of these events. These artifacts offer insights into the rituals, customs, and societal values of the ancient Greeks during this period. The game's impact was profound, shaping not just athletic skills but also social norms and artistic expression. This legacy was preserved through oral storytelling and the creation of iconic artworks. Scholars have analysed these works to reconstruct the spirit and significance of the Olympic Games. Excavations at Olympia continue to yield treasures that deepen our understanding of this historic event. The Greek language has been continuously spoken in Greece since the classical period, undergoing various transformations but maintaining its core structure. This means that even today, the ancient words and grammar can be heard in everyday conversation. Over centuries, the language has evolved, with changes in pronunciation, vocabulary, and writing systems. Yet, it retains a recognizable thread that connects modern speakers to their ancient counterparts. This continuity is evident in the written records and artifacts found across Greece, from inscriptions on stones to manuscripts preserved in libraries. The enduring use of Greek allows for a direct connection to the past, where the language has shaped philosophy, literature, and culture. Greek has been documented consistently through various media, from pottery shards to papyrus scrolls. This consistency allows scholars to trace the language's path over time. The uninterrupted transmission of Greek has preserved ancient meanings and nuances in modern usage. The similarity between ancient texts and contemporary speech underscores the living nature of this historic tongue. Modern Greeks can read ancient texts with a clear understanding of the words and grammar used. This familiarity with the language's roots allows for accurate translations of historical documents. The learning of Greek today often begins with studying its classical form, which provides a solid foundation for comprehending modern variations. By examining ancient inscriptions and literary works, scholars have been able to reconstruct the evolution of Greek over time. This unbroken chain of language transmission enables modern Greeks to appreciate the subtle differences and similarities between ancient and contemporary Greek. The process of learning the language typically involves immersing oneself in both ancient and modern texts, comparing their structures and vocabularies. By doing so, one can observe the gradual shifts that have occurred over time. Studying the evolution of Greek also provides insight into the cultural transformations that have taken place throughout history. The Greek economy during the classical period was indeed based on agriculture, trade, and craftsmanship, with Athens serving as a prominent hub for commerce. This meant that many of the Greeks were involved in growing crops like wheat and olives, or raising livestock such as sheep and goats. The land around Athens, known as Attica, was particularly fertile, providing a steady source of food. Merchants from various city-states would gather in Athens to exchange goods they had brought by sea or overland routes. These goods ranged from olive oil and wine to pottery and textiles. The Agora, the main marketplace in Athens, was where many of these transactions took place. This bustling activity not only sustained the local population, but also contributed to the city's wealth and influence. Over time, artisans and craftsmen in Athens developed their skills, creating intricate vases, sculptures, and clothing that were sought after throughout Greece and beyond. This economic system encouraged a diverse skill set among the population, with some focusing on farming while others honed their trading or crafting abilities. The Agora's central location facilitated efficient exchanges, making it easier for merchants to find buyers and sellers. As demand for Greek products grew, so did the number of artisans in Athens, leading to a thriving industry that benefited both local residents and foreign visitors. This prosperous trade network also fostered cultural exchange, with ideas and knowledge travelling alongside goods. The city's central location and rich soil made it an ideal hub for trade and agriculture, drawing merchants and farmers alike. Its thriving marketplace provided opportunities for craftspeople to display their wares to a wide audience, fostering innovation in design and technique. The The steady flow of goods and people through Athens facilitated the spread of new technologies and artistic styles across Greece. Over time, this continuous exchange and learning process contributed to the advancement of Greek civilization. The city of Corinth was a major trading center in ancient Greece, famous for its pottery and textiles. Situated between the Saronic Gulf and the Corinthian Gulf, it connected the Peloponnese to mainland Greece. Its strategic location made it an ideal place for trade. Merchants from various regions would gather here, exchanging goods in the bustling agora. The city's potters crafted intricate vases and bowls, their glazed surfaces shimmering under the Mediterranean sun. Meanwhile, weavers created vibrant fabrics, the threads intertwining like the paths of sailors navigating the sea. These goods were sought after across Greece and beyond. Over time, the city's prosperity was evident in its architecture and artifacts, revealing a thriving civilization that left an indelible mark on history. The city's prosperity also drew attention from neighboring regions, leading to political alliances and conflicts that further shaped its history. Archaeologists have unearthed numerous artifacts that illustrate the daily life and trade practices of Corinthians. Inscriptions on pottery and coins provide insights into the economic transactions that occurred within the city. The remnants of massive warehouses found near the port offer a glimpse into the scale of commerce that took place in this ancient hub. The city's wealth was also reflected in the grandeur of its temples and public buildings, showcasing advanced architectural techniques. The diversity of artifacts found within Corinth's boundaries indicates extensive trade routes spanning from Egypt to Italy. Meticulous study of these artifacts has provided detailed knowledge about the city's trading partners and exchange methods. Fragments of cargo ships discovered in the harbour further attest to the substantial maritime traffic that sustained Corinth's commerce. The Greek language has indeed spread across various domains, including philosophy, literature, science, and religion. Works by Plato, Aristotle, and Homer are among the notable pieces that have stood the test of time. These ancient texts have been read and reread over centuries, their words echoing through libraries and classrooms around the world. The language's adaptability allowed it to be used in diverse fields, from contemplating the nature of reality to recording historical events. The enduring relevance of these works lies not only in their content, but also in the way they were written, with a clarity that transcends time. This widespread use and longevity are what make Greek one of the most influential languages in human history. Greek has been adapted into modern languages like English, enriching their vocabularies and grammar structures. Scholars have studied these ancient texts to understand the evolution of thought and culture over millennia. The language's systematic alphabet has facilitated its widespread learning and application across disciplines. Its timeless expressions continue to influence contemporary writing and communication. Greek's robust grammar structures have enabled complex ideas to be conveyed with precision. Its letters and words carry ancient meanings still relevant today. Over generations, these foundational texts have been carefully preserved and interpreted. The language's nuances continue to unfold in scholarly pursuits. Greek's rich vocabulary has been preserved through meticulous translation efforts. Its grammatical rules have been taught in educational institutions for centuries. The language's structure has enabled the development of comprehensive dictionaries. Scholars have closely examined the syntax and semantics of ancient Greek texts to better understand their meaning. Greek is taught as part of the Greek language courses offered by Kypros.org and Philoglossia. This means that students seeking to learn the ancient language can find resources online through these specific platforms. The courses likely cover basics such as grammar and vocabulary, perhaps with a focus on classical texts or modern usage. These organizations have designed their lessons to be accessible remotely, allowing for flexibility in learning schedules. They may use multimedia tools like audio recordings or video lectures to enhance the educational experience. The choice of Kypros.org and Philoglossia suggests that they are recognized providers within the field of Greek language education. Their courses might include interactive elements such as quizzes or forums, enabling students to practice and discuss what they've learned. The fact that these courses are available online indicates a shift towards digital learning platforms, making it easier for people worldwide to access Greek language instruction. These online courses provide a convenient alternative to traditional classrooms, especially for those unable to attend in-person lessons due to location or schedule constraints. They allow learners to study at their own pace, revisiting difficult concepts as needed without feeling rushed. The digital format also enables instructors to update materials frequently, ensuring the students receive the most current information available. This approach democratizes access to education, breaking down geographical barriers and making learning more inclusive. These online platforms provide a self-paced learning environment where students can revisit lessons and reinforce their understanding at any time. The convenience of accessing courses from anywhere with an internet connection allows for continuous progress, regardless of location or time zone constraints. By offering resources that cater to various learning styles, these platforms help learners absorb complex language concepts through engaging multimedia content. This remote approach facilitates a personalized educational experience tailored to individual needs and learning pace. Athena, the goddess of wisdom, emerged fully grown from Zeus's forehead. This birth was unlike any other. Instead of a mother's womb, Athena formed within Zeus's own body. A sharp pain pierced his head, and with a mighty thrust she stepped forth, clad in armor and ready for battle. The moment was sudden, unexpected, like a burst of sunlight through dense clouds. It was said that Zeus swallowed Metis whole, knowing the prophecy of her children surpassing him. Inside him, Metis shaped Athena, who then broke free from the confines of his forehead. The story echoes through time, whispered by philosophers and scribes, preserving the myth for generations to come. Athena's birth underscored the divine power within Zeus, symbolizing that creation could arise from within rather than without. The myth suggested that wisdom and strength were integral to his being, as Athena emerged fully formed and prepared for battle. This tale was passed down through oral storytelling and written texts, ensuring the legacy of her unique origin persisted across cultures. This birth story emphasizes the idea that true knowledge and power can emerge from within oneself. It highlights the potential for inner strength to manifest when least expected. The enduring nature of this myth underscores its significance in understanding the human capacity for growth and transformation. The birth of Athena serves as a reminder that personal growth can be instantaneous and profound, rather than gradual. It encourages introspection, prompting individuals to explore their inner selves for hidden strengths. This tale has been used throughout history to inspire resilience in the face of adversity. Reflection on this myth teaches that one's true essence can remain dormant until it is awakened by necessity or circumstance. The Hydra was a multi-headed serpent from Greek mythology, often associated with Hercules' labors. This monster was said to have multiple heads, each capable of striking fear into those who crossed its path. It is believed that the Hydra resided in the swampy lands near Lerna, a place shrouded in darkness and mystery. The creature was known for its ability to regenerate, growing 2 heads for every one cut off by Hercules. This made the task of slaying it all the more challenging. It is said that Hercules used his great strength and cunning to overcome this formidable foe. The Hydra's legend has been passed down through generations, etched in the stone tablets and told in the epic tales of ancient Greece. The Hydra's regenerative ability serves as a stark reminder of the power of perseverance and adaptability. The creature's resilience in the face of adversity highlights the importance of strategic planning over brute force alone. It is believed that the knowledge of this mythical beast was gained through oral traditions passed down from one generation to the next, preserving its essence for future storytellers. The myth of the Hydra also underscores the significance of patience and endurance in overcoming obstacles. Its ability to regenerate highlights that some challenges cannot be solved with immediate force, but require a thoughtful, calculated approach. The legend likely emerged from observations of natural phenomena, such as the regrowth of plants or the resilience of certain animals. These observations were then woven into a compelling narrative to convey deeper truths about life and nature. In ancient Greek mythology, 12 deities were known as the Olympian gods, or the 12 Olympians. They resided on Mount Olympus, the highest peak in Greece, where their grand temples stood tall under the bright sun. These gods represented various aspects of life and nature, from love to warfare, and their stories were passed down through generations. The number 12 held significance, as it often symbolized completeness or wholeness in ancient cultures. Their legends were carved into stone tablets and inscribed on temple walls, ensuring that their tales endured for centuries. Their divine presence guided the daily lives of ancient Greeks, who sought blessings and protection from these mighty beings. Tales of their exploits were woven into colorful tapestries and recited by bards at grand feasts, becoming a vital part of Greek culture. These myths offered explanations for natural phenomena, reinforcing the belief that the gods played an active role in shaping the world. Over time, these stories evolved to reflect changing societal values and understandings of the divine. Their divine authority was depicted in art and sculpture, adorning homes and public spaces. Each god's domain was intricately linked to human experience, from the harvest of Demeter to the wisdom of Athena. The myths provided moral lessons, teaching respect for the gods and understanding of human nature. This connection between gods and humans fostered a sense of unity and purpose within Greek society. Their myths served as a bridge between the divine and mortal realms, helping ancient Greeks make sense of their world. These stories were often retold in temples during religious ceremonies, reinforcing their significance. Scholars studied and interpreted these narratives to better understand the gods' relationships with humans. Additionally, these myths played a crucial role in the educational system, teaching young Greeks about their heritage and values. There are about 13 to 1 million speakers of Greek worldwide as of 2012. This number includes the population in Greece, where approximately 10.7 million people speak Greek, and Cyprus, with around 1.1 million Greek speakers. These figures come from a 2012 census that provides insights into language distribution across different regions. The Greek language is rich in history and culture, passed down through generations and preserved in everyday conversations and writings. This data offers a glimpse into the enduring legacy of Greek, still vibrant and alive today. Greek is a living language, spoken in homes and communities across the globe. It connects people through shared heritage and common experiences. The language's continuity reflects its resilience over time. This has been observed through consistent usage and preservation efforts. Greek is taught in schools and universities worldwide, ensuring its transmission to future generations. Its use in literature, media, and online platforms contributes to its accessibility. Speakers of Greek often engage in cultural events that celebrate the language's heritage. The language's vitality is maintained through ongoing academic research and documentation. Greek is spoken not only as a first language, but also as a second language by many around the world, who have learned it through education or migration. The Greek alphabet, with its unique letters, is one of the longest surviving writing systems and plays a significant role in maintaining the language's continuity. Classical texts, such as Homer's epics, are taught to Greek students, helping them understand their linguistic roots. Additionally, the use of Greek in religious services, particularly within the Orthodox Christian tradition, keeps the language active among believers. There were approximately 238,000 Greek speakers in Australia in 2016. This number reflects the rich tapestry of immigrant communities that have made their home in Australia over the decades. Greek speakers can be found across diverse urban landscapes and rural settings, their voices carrying stories of their ancestral homeland. The Italian peninsula too has a history with Greek speakers, as evident from the approximately 20,000 recorded in 1987. This similarity in numbers across different countries underscores the enduring influence of the Greek language and culture. Over time, census data and surveys have helped paint a clear picture of linguistic diversity within these nations. The quiet hum of Greek conversations in Australian cafes and Italian piazzas serves as a gentle reminder of this cultural mosaic. These numbers also hint at the diaspora's resilience, their language persisting even as they build new lives in far-off lands. The presence of Greek speakers in these countries reveals a strong cultural connection to their heritage. Their language acts as a bridge between the old world and the new, preserving traditions across generations. the ability to communicate in Greek facilitates social cohesion within immigrant communities. This linguistic continuity is maintained through family interactions, community events, and educational initiatives focused on language preservation. The enduring use of Greek within these communities signifies a collective desire to hold on to their heritage, even as they adapt to new environments. This linguistic preservation is often nurtured through informal gatherings and formal classes that keep the language alive for future generations. The consistent practice of speaking Greek in everyday life ensures that it remains a vital part of these immigrants' identities. This commitment to language maintenance fosters a sense of unity among speakers, strengthening bonds within the community. Greek is recognized as a minority language in Albania, Armenia, Hungary, Italy, Romania, Turkey, and Ukraine. This ancient tongue reaches beyond the borders of Greece and Cyprus, finding its way into countries like Australia, Albania, Italy, Ukraine, Turkey, Romania, and Hungary. In these lands, Greek is heard in homes, shops, and schools, a reminder of cultural ties that stretch across time and distance. The presence of Greek in these places can be traced back to migration patterns and historical connections between the countries. Over generations, these communities have maintained their linguistic heritage, passing it down through families and sustaining it within their daily lives. This knowledge comes from linguistic surveys and census data, which reveal the persistent use of Greek in diaspora communities around the world. Greek is also spoken in regions of Russia and Moldova, carried there by migrations and trade routes. In these places, it serves as a bond between communities, preserving traditions and memories. Through oral history and scholarly research, the enduring legacy of Greek in these diaspora communities has been documented over time. This continuous usage underscores the resilience of language and cultural identity despite geographical dispersal. The language's survival in these diverse settings demonstrates its adaptability to different environments and cultures. This persistent use is nurtured by the collective effort of families and communities to preserve their heritage. Through daily interactions, Greek continues to thrive in these locations, maintaining a vital connection to its roots. The continuous study of linguistic data confirms this enduring presence, showing no signs of decline. The Greek language has evolved through several periods, including ancient, medieval, and modern Greek. This means that over time, the way people speak and write in Greece has changed, shaped by different historical events and influences. The ancient period is marked by classical works like Homer's epics, written in a form of Greek that was spoken around 800 BC. This old language laid the foundation for what came later. In medieval times, Byzantine scholars continued to use and refine Greek, preserving many ancient texts. Then, with the Renaissance, there was a renewed interest in the classical world, leading to a revival of ancient Greek forms. Over centuries, the sounds and structures shifted subtly, adapting to new needs and contexts. Today, modern Greek is spoken widely, yet it retains echoes of its long history. Linguists study these changes by comparing texts and artifacts from different eras, tracing how words and grammar have evolved. This gradual transformation can be seen in the way old words take on new meanings, and new words emerge to fit modern concepts. The Greek alphabet itself has remained largely consistent, allowing scholars to decipher ancient texts. Through careful analysis of these writings, historians uncover the nuances of language change over time. For instance, the word philosophia, once meaning love of wisdom, now encapsulates a broader academic pursuit. The shift from singular to plural usage in certain contexts demonstrates this evolution. Through painstaking comparison with earlier texts, researchers have mapped these changes, revealing patterns that reflect societal and cultural transformations. The Odyssey, along with the Iliad, is one of two major ancient Greek epic poems attributed to Homer. This fact dates back to near the end of the 8th century BCE. The composition of such works was a significant achievement for its time, reflecting the cultural and literary advancements of the era. Scholars have studied various texts and fragments to determine the approximate date of composition. These ancient writings, preserved on clay tablets and parchment, offer insights into the historical context of the period. The exact location where Homer composed his works remains a subject of debate among historians. Nevertheless, the enduring impact of these epics is evident in their continued influence on literature and art throughout history. These writings, handed down through generations, have allowed scholars to piece together the narrative structure and thematic content of Homer's epics. The analysis of language and style has revealed a unique perspective on ancient Greek society, providing a window into their beliefs and values. The survival of these works is attributed to their initial oral tradition, which facilitated their widespread dissemination before being committed to writing. This process has enabled modern readers to appreciate the richness of Greek mythology and its enduring significance. The oral tradition allowed stories to evolve over time, with each storyteller adding their own touches. Scholars believe that the writing down of these tales began when the Greeks developed their alphabet around the 8th century BCE. This shift from orality to literacy was gradual, as written records first served to aid memory and standardized performances. The earliest written versions were likely inscribed on wax tablets or papyrus, which could be easily updated and corrected. The Trojan War, according to Greek legend, took place between 1194–1184 BCE. This ancient conflict lasted for a decade, drawing in heroes from far and wide. One such hero was Odysseus, who, after the war's end, spent another 10 years on his journey home. The duration of these wars carved time deeply into human memory, echoing through generations. The distances traveled by warriors like Odysseus were immense, spanning coastlines and crossing seas. The light of day faded over them countless times as they pressed ever forward. It is through tales such as the Odyssey that we gain insight into these epic struggles. These voyages tested the limits of endurance and courage as warriors faced storms, monsters, and enemies. They navigated by stars and memories, relying on their wits to survive. Their journeys marked not just distance, but time itself, each sunset another step closer to home or battle. Such tales were passed down through the generations, etched into poems and songs, ensuring these feats were never forgotten. These ancient voyages were documented through the spoken word, each storyteller adding their own twist before passing it on. The memories of these journeys were carved into stone and clay tablets, ensuring they would outlast any single generation. Each retelling brought the listener closer to the experience, as if they too were navigating by the stars or facing uncharted seas. By hearing these tales, one could almost feel the salt spray on their face, the wind in their hair, and the weariness of battle in their bones. The Greek alphabet was indeed adopted by many other languages and cultures, including the Roman alphabet, which serves as the foundation for numerous modern languages today. This ancient system of letters, developed over 2,000 years ago, has shaped how we write and communicate across vast distances and different eras. The Greeks first inscribed their alphabet on clay tablets, which were then passed down through generations, slowly spreading to neighboring civilizations. As these letters traveled, they were slightly modified to fit new languages, but their essence remained the same. Now, you can find echoes of this original Greek script in everyday writings all around the globe. This gradual adaptation allowed cultures to adopt writing without starting from scratch. The fundamental shapes and sounds of the Greek letters ensured that the transition was smooth. Scholars have traced these changes through ancient documents, seeing how one script evolved into another over time. This process enabled diverse populations to share knowledge and ideas more efficiently. The Greek alphabet's resilience can be seen in modern languages like English and French, where the original shapes of letters are still recognizable. The process of adaptation was gradual, with each language tweaking symbols to better fit their phonetics. Evidence from early manuscripts shows that some languages preserved the Greek forms almost entirely, while others transformed them significantly over generations. This legacy is present not only in alphabetic scripts, but also in numerical systems, where ancient Greek numerals influenced modern numbering methods. Over time, these Greek-derived alphabets became integral to the cultural identities of various nations. Scribes diligently studied and copied texts, ensuring the accurate transmission of symbols across continents. Scholars compare early scripts with later forms, revealing subtle transformations that occurred over centuries. Archaeological finds provide tangible evidence of this evolution, showing how writing systems have adapted to different linguistic needs. Linear B, used by the Mycenaeans for administrative purposes, is indeed one of the earliest known forms of written Greek. This writing system dates back to approximately 1500 BC, a time when the Mycenaean civilization was at its height in mainland Greece. Linear B consists of symbols and signs etched into clay tablets designed for record-keeping purposes within palaces and administrative centers. It is believed that these tablets detailed inventories of goods, such as livestock and pottery, as well as other crucial administrative information. This ancient writing system was deciphered in the mid-20th century by British archaeologist Michael Ventris, who dedicated years to understanding its intricate symbols. Through meticulous analysis and comparison with later Greek writing systems, he successfully unraveled the meaning behind Linear B's enigmatic characters. Today, these ancient tablets are housed in museums across Greece, offering a tangible link to the country's rich historical tapestry. They provide valuable insights into the everyday lives of the Mycenaeans and their sophisticated administrative practices during the Bronze Age. Linear B tablets were inscribed using a stylus pressed into soft clay, often before firing to ensure permanence. The language recorded on these tablets is considered an early form of Greek, predating the classical period by centuries. It was initially thought to be a separate language, until Ventris's groundbreaking work linked it directly to ancient Greek. These symbols were not merely decorative, but carried significant administrative and economic weight in their time. Each symbol in Linear B represents a syllable or a logogram, making it a phonetic script with some ideographic elements. The language recorded is often referred to as Mycenaean Greek, reflecting its early stage in the development of the Greek language. Ventris's decipherment process involved comparing Linear B symbols with those in later writing systems, such as Cypriot syllabary and Classical Greek. This comparison revealed patterns and consistent correspondences between symbols, enabling him to assign phonetic values to Linear B characters. Greek was the lingua franca of the Byzantine Empire, covering a large geographical area. This meant that people from different regions could communicate using the same language. The empire stretched across various territories, facilitating trade and cultural exchange. Over time, Greek became the common tongue among merchants, scholars, and administrators. Its widespread use enabled the dissemination of knowledge and ideas across vast distances. Historical records and inscriptions found throughout the empire attest to this linguistic unity. This shared language helped maintain cohesion within the diverse population. The prevalence of Greek text and scripts on ancient artifacts further emphasizes its significance as a unifying force. Greek was also used in legal documents and religious ceremonies, ensuring consistency across the empire. The language's adaptability allowed it to incorporate local dialects while retaining its core structure. This linguistic continuity was passed down through generations, fostering a collective identity among Byzantine subjects. Scholars studied Greek texts, preserving knowledge for future learners. Greek became a common thread that bound the empire together, transcending regional barriers. This lingua franca facilitated mutual understanding and harmony among inhabitants. Learning Greek was essential for integration into the empire's administrative and intellectual circles. The language's prominence ensured that knowledge and ideas flowed freely throughout the Byzantine territories. Over time, the use of Greek helped to create a shared cultural identity across the empire's regions as people began to see themselves as part of a larger whole. This linguistic unity was reinforced by educational institutions that taught Greek to students from various backgrounds. Through immersion and practice, individuals became proficient in the language, further solidifying its role as the primary means of communication. Additionally, Greek was often used in literary works, which were read and discussed across the empire, spreading ideas and promoting intellectual exchange. Hector, a prince of Troy, was killed by Achilles during the Trojan War. The city gates of Troy lay wide open, allowing Achilles to stride in unchallenged. Hector's shining bronze armor, once a source of pride, now hung silent and lifeless on his body. Achilles' spear, hurled with all its force, pierced the prince's neck, ending his life swiftly. The echoes of their struggle carried through the cobbled streets, where people paused in their daily tasks to witness the end of their beloved hero. Hector's body, dragged behind a chariot, left a trail of dust that lingered on the Trojan roads for days. In the aftermath, the city's walls stood stark against the skyline, silent sentinels to the unfolding tragedy. The once bustling marketplaces fell quiet, the only sound being the distant drumbeat signaling Hector's end. Hector's death marked a turning point in the war, as it broke the spirit of Troy's defenders. His corpse was left unburied for many days, lying at the feet of Achilles. The Greeks celebrated their victory, but the Trojans mourned quietly behind closed doors. A sense of hopelessness spread among the people as they realized the fate of their city was now uncertain. Hector's lifeless body became a grim symbol of Troy's defeat as it lay exposed at the enemy's mercy. The city's residents looked upon his corpse with heavy hearts, the reality of their loss settling like a fog over them. Each day that passed without burial was a stark reminder of the new power dynamics at play. The sight of Achilles guarding Hector's body instilled a deep sense of unease among the Trojans as they grappled with the harsh truth of their diminished strength. Medusa was a Gorgon, whose gaze could turn people to stone. She roamed the earth, her eyes capable of freezing even the swiftest creature in its tracks. Her hair, made of living snakes, hissed and coiled around her head like a protective barrier. This mythic monster was said to inhabit a cave on an isolated isle, far from civilization's reach. Only the bravest or most foolish ventured near, drawn by tales of her petrifying power. The legend of Medusa spread across lands, etched into ancient pottery and whispered in darkened halls, ensuring her infamy lasted through generations. Her visage was a mask of terror, her eyes windows into an abyss of frozen time. The serpents in her hair were said to whisper ancient curses, amplifying the dread she instilled. Her legacy was carved into stone tablets and sung by bards who never laid eyes on her themselves. Her story became a cautionary tale, passed down through whispers of fear. Her image was depicted in countless artifacts, from vases to statues, serving as both a warning and a source of fascination. The mere mention of her name brought shivers down spines and kept children close to home at night. Stories claimed that the only way to gaze upon her without turning to stone was through reflection or with closed eyes. It was believed that even her shadow held power, casting a chill over any it touched. The reflection of Medusa's gaze could be witnessed safely in a polished shield. This was discovered when the hero Perseus used this strategy to avoid her deadly stare. It is said that he saw her image upside down, which prevented him from turning into stone. Her likeness was often depicted in art to convey this safety measure. The Golden Fleece was indeed an important artifact sought by Jason and the Argonauts. It was a symbol of power, sought after by many for its legendary abilities to heal and protect. The fleece was said to have come from a magical ram with wool as bright as gold. This precious item was kept in a sacred grove, guarded closely by a dragon. To claim it required immense courage and skill, as seen through the journey of Jason and his crew. Their quest for the Golden Fleece became one of the most famous tales in Greek mythology, passed down through generations in stories and songs. This golden ram was believed to be the offspring of the sun god Helios and the nymph Chryse. The wool's golden sheen was said to emit a soothing light that could banish darkness and bring healing to those in need. Ancient texts describe how it was hidden away in Colchis, a land beyond the known world where its power could not be misused. The knowledge of its existence spread through whispers among seers and oracles who saw visions of its future importance. The Golden Fleece was thought to possess mystical properties that could grant invulnerability and prosperity to its owner. This belief stemmed from the idea that the wool's golden hue held within it the essence of the sun god Helios. Seers would often consult the fleece in times of uncertainty, seeking guidance through its soothing light. The Golden Fleece was revered not only for its healing properties, but also for its ability to ensure a bountiful harvest. It was believed that the fleece's golden glow held the power to bring fertility to the land and abundance to crops. This understanding came from observing how plants near the fleece thrived, even in conditions where they should not have grown. The fleece's aura was thought to enhance the vitality of all living things that came into contact with it. The Minotaur, a creature with the body of a man and the head of a bull, was kept in the labyrinth on Crete. This labyrinth was not an ordinary maze, but rather a complex series of walls and corridors designed to confuse anyone who entered. The Minotaur's human-like torso and bull's head made it a terrifying sight, with the power and strength of a bull combined with the cunning of a man. Legends say that the labyrinth was created by the ingenious inventor Daedalus to house this monstrous being. The Minotaur's existence served as a dark reminder of past sins, a curse placed upon King Minos of Crete for his disobedience. The labyrinth was said to be so complex that even Daedalus himself could barely navigate it. The Minotaur's diet consisted of the sacrificial youths sent into the maze as tribute. The people of Crete knew of its presence through whispered tales and the absence of their children. This beast represented a constant threat, looming over the island like a dark shadow. The labyrinth's twists and turns were deliberate, making it impossible for anyone to find their way out without guidance. The Minotaur was fed regularly, with each group of youths sent in ensuring its survival. Whispers of the beast's roars echoing through the maze were enough to keep fear alive among the people. The labyrinth's design ensured that no one could challenge or escape the Minotaur's reign. The labyrinth's walls were high and winding, creating a sense of disorientation that made escape nearly impossible. The maze was designed with dead ends and false paths, ensuring any intruder would eventually encounter the Minotaur. The people of Crete knew to keep silent about the maze's location, as any leak could put lives at risk. The labyrinth's layout was guarded by Daedalus himself, who ensured no one else held the key to its secrets. The Sphinx was a mythical creature that asked riddles and killed those who could not answer them. This creature, with the body of a lion and the head of a woman, would pose complex questions to travelers passing by its ancient desert home. Those unable to solve its puzzles were met with a swift end. The Sphinx was said to have guarded the city of Thebes, challenging all who dared to enter or leave. Its riddles were not mere entertainments, they held power over life and death, ensuring only the cleverest could pass. Legends tell us that its most famous victim was King Laius, who failed to answer correctly and perished under its wrathful gaze. Its enigmatic presence struck fear into the hearts of all who encountered it. The Sphinx's riddles were said to reveal deep truths, hidden within layers of metaphor and trickery. Those who managed to outwit the creature often gained wisdom and status among their peers. The secrets behind solving its riddles remained shrouded in mystery, known only to a select few. The Sphinx's riddles were believed to be crafted with such intricacy that even the most learned scholars struggled to decipher them. It was thought that understanding the true essence of each riddle required a unique blend of intuition and logical reasoning. Over time, the methods for solving these enigmas were passed down through generations, allowing future travelers to prepare themselves before encountering the Sphinx. The art of solving the Sphinx's riddles became a highly sought-after skill among ancient scholars. Many dedicated their lives to mastering this craft, poring over scrolls and engaging in deep philosophical debates. The key to unlocking these mysteries was often found in observing the natural world and pondering its inner workings. This knowledge was not readily accessible. It demanded patience, dedication, and an open mind. The Muses were 9 goddesses who presided over the arts and sciences, especially music. They are the daughters of Zeus and Mnemosyne, often depicted playing instruments or singing together in harmony. Their names, Calliope, Clio, Erato, Euterpe, Melpomene, Polyhymnia, Terpsichore, Thalia, and Urania, each represent a different art form. In ancient Greece, people would often invoke the Muses for inspiration when creating poetry, dance, or music. Their temples were places of learning, where scholars and artists gathered to share knowledge and practice their crafts. Over time, stories about the Muses have been passed down through generations, ensuring that their influence on art and culture endures. The Muses were often invoked by artists and scholars to guide their work, believing that divine inspiration would bring about great creations. Their temples served as community hubs where people could learn from one another, fostering a collective appreciation for the arts. Over centuries, stories of the Muses have been woven into cultural tapestries, reflecting the enduring human desire for artistic expression and knowledge. Their divine presence was said to inspire creativity and innovation in various artistic fields. The Muses' influence extended beyond Greece, shaping art and culture across different civilizations. This belief in the power of divine inspiration has persisted throughout history. Their legacy continues to be celebrated through numerous works of literature, music, and visual arts. The Muses were believed to inspire not just the creation of art, but also the appreciation and understanding of it. Their influence encouraged people to engage with the arts as both creators and consumers. This belief in divine inspiration fostered a sense of community among artists, leading to collaborations and shared knowledge. The stories and legends about the Muses served as guides for artistic expression, providing a framework for understanding the creative process. And that is where we will leave Greek mythology for tonight. The facts will still be true tomorrow, and this video will still be here whenever you need it. Sleep well.